Hey, what is up, guys? Pete here, melting with my good buddy. And today on the Metal Song Podcast, we are going to discuss Download Festival 2026, our experiences, what we liked, what we didn't like, and so on and so forth. We are going to do a separate episode as well, based around our experiences of Access this year. So if you want to listen to that one, be sure to check it out when it comes out. I'm not sure when that will come out, but we will work on it too. And yeah, I suppose we should just really get right into it, Stu, shouldn't we?
Get stuck in, mate.
Because it's really fucking hot.
Yeah, and obviously we're not recording. And one day we do want to do film and stuff like we have a lovely studio. But right now you are sat on a bed that is propped in a room for a reason.
Yeah, my mum was supposed to have an operation. That's why we'd delayed this week. And then my mum's operation got cancelled. So
when you're sat on it, I feel like I'm in your bedroom but we're teenagers again.
Do you know what? It does feel a little bit like that.
And we're just doing a podcast from your bedroom.
Podcast. Oh, Stu, I'm going to have to crack a cold can. Delicious cold Pepsi Max. Not sponsored, unfortunately.
But we'll accept Pepsi to sponsor because I do love Pepsi.
We will. Pepsi Max, though, please, because I can't drink the sugared stuff with the old diabetes.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
Pepsi Max is so good, man. It's just, it quenches your thirst. Anyway, we're not sponsored. PepsiCo, if you want to come and sponsor us, that would be lovely. Or Monster. I take Monster. I like Monster. I drank a lot of Monster at Download. What did you drink at Download, Stu?
I drank a variation. I don't really drink a lot of alcohol these days.
Get fucked.
But I did bring 2 crates to
You drank all?
I did. No, I had 2 cans left. No, 4 cans I gave them to Laura and Carlos.
Oh, 4 cans. But you did arrive a day and a half later than the rest of us did. So
I didn't have the party days.
You didn't have the party days, so you made up for it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the setup then. What was it like getting in?
So you weren't there for that. So getting in was trickier this year. Obviously, we were camping in Access. So
the second year camping
second year camping in Access. So sorry, Gen Pop, not really sure how your experience was getting in. Probably the mega hikes that you normally have to do.
And probably slower.
I did read that West Car Park was a pain in the ass because they do issue with the car park on your hanging thing. A lot of those didn't arrive in time. People were double charged because of that, and lots of random crap. The same problem Download has every year is I saw the best quote I've ever seen: "Pay peanuts, get monkeys." True. And parking, I do think parking is probably the biggest issue with Download.
I'd agree, yeah.
But so I think people obviously who wanted to camp in black and not want to trek around 3/4 of the Donington racetrack.
The problem there is the fact that they've got that car park there, but they've moved the festival since then.
Yeah.
And that car park used to actually be one of the ones we used to aim for because it was a shorter walk to camp when it was back in the field.
Yes, that's right. I mean, they've just moved everything around, so no wonder everyone wants to park in West because it's a much shorter walk. I'm assuming they can't enforce the recommended car parks because of traffic issues and whatnot and road closures. So that would be my best guess on that. But I read online that it was a bit of an issue. For us getting in, we were about 25 minutes later or half hour, a bit more maybe.
Than you normally leave.
Well, not that we normally leave, just than we
for
were
those
last
that
year.
don't know, we normally stay in a hotel the night before.
We do stay in a hotel the night before, yes.
In Derbyshire.
And just outside Derby, Ibis Budget Derby. Come and Chang with us next year. I'm pretty sure it's already booked. We're going to have a great time. And obviously we're going to book 1 room each this year, Stu.
I have no idea what happened there because I can't find any record of me
booking
any other room. Yeah.
Stu's lovely wife arrived and he had 3 rooms booked in his name, not just 1.
Yeah.
So we're not sure what happened there.
I think I must have booked them but then never had any notifications information.
Probably. Yeah. So shout out because you rebooked a room a couple of days before because you couldn't find the confirmation. So it wasn't actually your fault. But
they sorted it. I can't complain with the Ibis.
Shout out a call.
They understood and I did, I was very apologetic because I had no idea what happened there, but I had no information on my phone, nothing on my accounts to say.
And the Saturday before, when I started to load the van as well, with your tent and stuff, you did say, I haven't booked the hotel. I swear I booked the hotel. We had that conversation.
And then I booked it like the day before, or a couple of days before. Yeah,
not sure what happened there. But so we stay there, and it's around a half-hour commute then to Download,
which makes it easier from us coming from Wales. I mean, we're coming from far southwest, so
Well, we're close to Ireland and we are Swansea. Yeah. So as the crow flies. Literally, not quite as the crow flies.
And over the years of our experiences, that's the best method to travel is
And it makes it nice and chilled. You're not tired.
You're not tired setting up camp and
exactly.
collapsing in a heap in your tent.
Exactly.
We've all done many years now.
So we waited for about 2 hours on the racetrack itself before being let through.
Were you practicing your race noises?
Well, I wasn't, because we were waiting on track, unfortunately. And then they let us... What they did last year is they split everyone... This is for access entrance now. We said we were going to talk about this in another episode, and we're talking about it.
Yeah, but let's just talk about your experience getting in. So
Okay, yeah. So they split up all the cars that are waiting for the drop and go, into 4 lanes. Last year they did 1 lane at a time. So if you were second lane to arrive, you would have gone second. This year, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, to be perfectly honest.
Free for all.
It was a bit. They were letting like 2 cars from the front of each lane go. Made it really dangerous. It wasn't really very good at all, to be honest. I think last year's entry was much, much better. And then we had to queue for another hour and a half or so to actually go around to get in. So that was a bit of a ball ache. There were plenty of lavatories. I say plenty. There were enough lavatories around the place for people to go. Lavatories? Yes. Bogs. Yeah, shitters.
They're not lavatories to download, mate.
Yeah, my mum complained about the language on the podcast, so sorry, mum. There were enough shitters.
Apologies. I'm a bad influence, I'm sorry.
Well, my mum said, you need to watch your language on the podcast. I'm like, what are you on about, mum? I speak English.
A bit of French, a bit of German.
Berlin and Cymru, Shad a Saesneg.
Don't start.
For those who are not in Wales, that means I'm in Wales. I'm going to speak English. Sorry for Welsh listeners. Yeah, that's probably highly offensive.
Yeah, very. I'm really upset. I'm going to cry.
Okay. Anyway, so we queued it, and once we got in, it was last year. There were lots of dog squad people around to help people.
A lot of support.
Yeah, a lot of support. This year, they seem to be replaced by Fab Events people. I said Far and Beyond. They were absolutely fucking shocking.
Oh god!
I didn't see them helping anyone. There was no one around when we arrived, apart from people in purple access jackets who were boys directed by Download, as far as I could tell. They were awesome. Dog Squad people, awesome throughout the whole weekend. The Far and Beyond people, they were further and beyond the trees, as far as I could tell. They were absolutely hopeless.
Yeah, I remember you saying they were grouped up together, just hanging out.
Afterwards, it was just like, yeah. So anyway,
that's what it seemed like.
We eventually found somewhere to go, and we then eventually set up. There were issues then for other people around the critical power, but we'll cover that in the next
we'll go
special.
into that one.
So the Far and Beyond people were far and beyond the hedge. There was no one there helping. There were a lot more cars getting in earlier on the Wednesday this time, but then they also held open the access camp for people later, which was a bit weird because the access was relatively full, I'd have thought. But it is what it is. After we actually got unloaded and everything like that, we managed to set up tent fine. If you needed help, I think you were quite frankly fucked, because it was just shocking. That was probably my biggest complaint. And then later on in the day, people were still unloading, and I've got videos for the JNP Access reviews thing, because it was just honestly, they were terrible. They were walking around in groups of 10 to 15, just chatting amongst themselves, not talking to anyone. So that was the experience getting in.
Yeah.
But we didn't have an issue. We didn't need the help, because we had lovely Lauren and Carlos. Shout out to our avid listeners.
Yeah.
They were helping us. So we had 3 able-bodied people and 2 disabled people. So we managed to work it out. But the heavens did open, and when we unloaded...
Yeah, this is what makes me laugh, because I've seen so many, especially now that we've started our own little TikTok and all that, and obviously you get algorithm lined up with that, and a lot of that, sadly, is all download and music related.
Missed my mouth with my drink then, Stu.
Did you? It's big enough. Can't surprise you missed that one. And there's been people on there and they're like, forecasting the rain like 4 months in advance, and you know this, and I've whinged about this in previous.
Hand up, Mr. Stewart, I'd like to talk.
Go on then.
I fucking nailed the weather, man. I fucking nailed it.
Yeah, but you didn't do it 4 months in advance.
No. But I did
this is
say
what
it's
winds
going
me
to be
up,
fine.
that people start saying, and it's like literally just pack for both.
Yeah.
Have a look a couple of days before, great, or the week before.
Have a look at the weekend before. I think the weekend before is acceptable.
Yeah.
But any more than that,
the plan for worst case scenarios, I bring so many wet ponchos that I could cover half of download.
Yeah.
You know, it's best to be prepared. Bring the sun cream, don't run out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, great weather. So yeah, you just had a bit of a downpour. Set up tents, everything was all good.
Yeah. I think Wednesday, overall, everything was relatively okay. In general speaking, shout out to the Access Camp site manager, because I know that they were trying very hard to resolve the issues relating to critical power, which was the main thing. I think you might have seen online, there were lots of people having to whinge and moan about download when it But to be honest, I think it's just people having a whinging round.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think you get those people, regardless. I mean, we had a great turnout, great festival, but you will always get those people that will have will turn
we'll come on to legitimate complaints.
Yeah, but they will turn into something that's not that relevant or important to something big. But got to make do.
Overall, I think it was. To sum up Download this year, I think it was excellent. I think it was well run. It was very busy. It was busier than I expected. It was busier than last year. I think they had up to arena capacity this year. And it did feel like 2023 2.0.
It's too packed.
It was busy. It wasn't too packed. It wasn't. People are saying it was oversold.
Shakura, mate.
But people were saying it was oversold. It wasn't oversold. The festival would have been shut down immediately. It's licensed to 112,000 people on the site, so they're probably selling 104,000 tickets. And did it sell out on the weekend? Some of the days sold out, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, I think some of the weekends sold out.
So people saying it was oversold. It wasn't oversold. It was just very busy. But here's the but. It was slightly difficult to navigate. But at the same time, I'm not sure they could have done much better, really, overall, with how many people were there. I think it was relatively well done, and there's a couple of small recommendations which I don't know. We'll touch on at the end.
Yeah, well, we'll go into bits of that because obviously you're kind of leading into the arena a bit there as well about the crowdedness, and I do want to talk about one of the biggest things in the arena. But so obviously, well, we won't go into that straight away because we'll build into that. So then obviously,
should we say overall, like how our weekend was? Should we start with that overall?
Yeah, overall, I personally think I had a great time.
Yeah,
apart from a little burn on the arm that I'm showing you now.
Yeah.
A little sleeveless. But I always have a great Download. It is what you make of it. I'm surrounded by great mates, great company, and if any of us are down, we're always there to help each other out and stuff like that. Yeah. So but regardless of the music, I always have a great time.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of dickheads, obviously there always are, but I think it was relatively good. I mean, there was obviously we had the weather issues with wind more than anything. Yeah. With gazebos, which was a bit strange, and I've read some horror stories afterwards. In general camp, but again, pay peanuts, get monkeys. I think in terms of security and stuff like that, I think there was greater issues there. But in terms of like the village was fine.
See, this is the first year I didn't bother with the village.
You didn't go, did you? It was the same as last. If I'm being honest, I really like where the village is now.
Yes, I like it. I think it's so much better. But
however, I'm kind of, and there is more room for stuff, and they had some quite cool stuff. They had like an arcade bar down towards where we were by the Co-op way.
And that's the closest I got to the village was the Co-op.
Yeah, I didn't go to the Co-op this year. I went to the Megastore. I went to the Megastore. Did you go to the Megastore?
No. It's
Megastore lighting was wank this year. It was really hard. We went in on the Wednesday night. It was really hard to see, and the one thing I did want was sold out. Did get Caleb with quite a cool Transformers t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's not officially licensed Transformers. It's the Download dog as Optimus Prime. It's
always cool. But yeah, no, I got a shirt that I liked. But yeah, and I thought the quality of the shirts is so much better. I think the one I bought was fantastic.
Yeah, the one I've got's alright.
I got the same one as Jasmine. I think the quality is so much better. But I've seen so many horror stories of people washing them. Top tip: wash them inside out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did that. Mine feels it's a 3XL, but it feels more like a 2. Like it's the same size. Yeah. In fact, it's actually a bit smaller than my my State of Deceit t-shirt that I'm wearing right now.
Oh, cringe.
Available from stateofdeceit.com.
So cringe.
It is slightly cringy plugging your own merch, isn't it? But we'll have podcast merch soon, Stu.
One day, I hope we do.
We can. I'll chat to you afterwards. I've got an idea what we can do for that.
Yeah, the brain is working. But yeah, so back on track then. The village. I know there's loads of entertainment in the village. I know when I got there, you guys were in the village and met me in the car. So I turned up Thursday evening in lovely drive. I drive up Monmouthshire Way, and it's one of my favourite drives. I've done that drive ever since I found it, going towards training for work in Birmingham, and I kind of just adopted it for download because it's just such a blissful drive.
Lovely, yeah. And you get heads to the valleys as well, don't you?
Yeah,
lovely,
it's
that
just so lovely. So, scenic, but also, you can do your own pace. And
there's not many police.
yeah,
that's what he means by that.
That's literally one of the reasons. My daughter asked me on the way up, she goes, "Why do you like going this way?" And that was my first answer. Is they seem to not control it as much.
Stu in the F1. I have to go by Cardiff, so I unfortunately don't get that luxury.
Yeah.
I have to go up the Newport way. If you do hear a
Pitter patter,
pitter patter, we've got
some form of breathing, panting.
We've got a lurcher.
That's not me licking my lips.
Not that. Yeah. No. Oh, she's just nosed the microphone. She's.
This is Peter's dog and Jasmine's dog,
yes.
Dahlia.
Caleb is with the grandparents right now, feeling a bit poorly.
Yeah. So obviously I got there. You guys were in the village. I think 5 were playing that night. So I think
they were.
The girls went up to go and check that out. I couldn't be bothered, so we went to camp and just chilled out.
To be fair, by the time we did your runs to camp, they were finished anyway.
Yeah.
So
We cheered them for we
did.
It sounds great. For me, and even my kids, they're not that fussed on the village, and that's my kids. There's loads of entertainment there. I'm not saying don't go to the village because there's loads of stuff going on.
Yeah.
If you were to do arrive on the Wednesday, go check it out. Have a blast.
Yeah, I missed the village from 2017, 2018 years. I mean, 2018 we didn't bother with it that much because we were so far away over in Quiet.
So far away.
Because Quiet is behind where the village is now, where the village was, which is actually near the car parks, which are a bit of a hike. So we didn't bother with it at all that year. But yeah, it was. It was busy, but I will say the village was no busier than last year or the previous year.
Yeah,
I don't think it was busier when I went anyway. Whether it got busier Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. But
I don't know.
I didn't bother with it. When I went to the village on Thursday afternoon, the queues to get into the mega store went from the mega store, which is next to the co-op, all the way up to where the Access buggy drop-off point was.
Oh, wow.
Which is... Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah, sorry, shit, I was thinking, okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. But
yeah. Wow, we were.
But yeah, it was a very long queue to get in.
That's probably the longest I've ever seen, because they normally zigzag it. Was that zigzagged as well?
No, it was straight. It was straight. It wasn't.
Yeah, but did they zigzag it at the?
Oh yeah, at the front to get in. Yeah, it was zigzagged and all the way out the back there, all the way out, and they seem to have run out a lot of stuff by the time we got there.
They need to review that. Maybe make the megastore bigger.
Maybe get 2.
Yeah, one at the top end of the village, one at the bottom end.
That would be a suggestion I have. But I think I mean we didn't go back to the village. After that, after the Friday night, after the Wednesday night, we didn't really go back to the village. I ran in quickly.
Yeah, you came and assisted me with my trolley of stuff.
Well, we didn't go to the village then, did we? So,
no.
But no.
Always grateful for that because it would have been a bit of a trek.
But yeah, overall, I think it was what it was. Food choices. Let's go on to food while talking about village because that's the main reason to go to the village to get your dins in the evenings. Very disappointed this year.
Yeah, nothing really good on offer.
Yes, it was just.
But I'm going to say this: back when it was on the grass,
you had more options. Man.
You had so much.
Yeah,
I remember the duck burger.
Do you remember that breakfast / Chinese place where you could go
into?
Yes,
that was a really large one. You could sit down.
Yeah, you could sit down in the tent, and it was like.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
It was like a
restaurant
canteen style on each end.
Yeah,
and you just sat in the middle. It was fucking great.
Oh my god,
but the festival's bigger now. It wouldn't work. But yeah, the village used to be a bit bigger. I think. I think it's better now where it is.
Yeah, I think it's better where it is. They could kind of maybe expand on it a bit more.
There is room to expand. There is room.
Yeah.
There's plenty of hard standing not being used.
But to be honest with you, yeah, now you've said that, that's blown my mind because you used to have this whole massive Chinese.
The size
Chinese
it was probably it was probably the same size as the the mega store.
Yeah,
probably bigger than that, actually.
But you had so many options. I mean,
yeah,
I think that was the best beauty of it.
It's like a staff canteen, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's the best way to describe it.
She had like the French place that my wife used to love getting the French breakfast from. That obviously we haven't seen them for a very long time.
I will say I think there was nothing wrong with the food this year. There just wasn't much choice. It was.
It's burritos, dirty fries.
Well, I think the burritos were the outlier, but it was top fries. Yeah. It was loaded fries. It basically that's all it was. And it was just kind of like the stuff that did the lot that did the pink sauce last year went there.
Yeah.
it was just kind of like the gyros and fries, and it's like, yeah, you could have the wraps, but the wraps were like £2 less and nowhere near as filling, so everything was with chips. There were quite a few pizza places which were okay.
I don't think I saw the chicken wrap place used to be infamous.
Oh, the rotisserie chicken place wasn't
there?
No,
yeah,
but having said that, I didn't go over towards where Third Stage used to be this year at all.
No, and
so there might have been more stuff in there, but it was quite busy, and so
it wasn't that.
But in the village, it was basically chips with what toppings do you want.
That's kind of sad.
Pizza's
always there.
There was a pasta station.
Yeah.
The pizza pasta place, which is always decent, to be fair.
It just feel like they're losing that part of that touch.
Yeah. That's one of the things I think when you read up the reviews of Hellfest and European Festival, they do seem to get it a bit better there.
Because I think if there was like things like that, you know me, Pete, I love my food. Of course, that'll drive me to the village.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Or
as well.
District X, as the new people call it.
District X.
The village.
So I would like a few more alternative food options, but obviously that's not up to download. That's up to people who apply to it.
Yeah, and the people that can
Spudman, get to download. Spudman,
I'm surprised he's not been. He must have been there once upon a time.
He does Bloodstock, doesn't he?
He does Bloodstock.
I think it might be a bit big for him.
I know, but I'd help him. I'd volunteer for a day.
I wouldn't.
I'd volunteer for a day, but I'd volunteer for the day the band's aren't on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
I love Spudman.
I think overall, So the food. There were more options in the arena. There were more options.
Yeah.
I came back with some quite interesting looking food at different times.
I was she was really happy because the paella place was back.
Yeah.
And that's really filling.
So there were more options in the arena, I will say. Even though we didn't get to venture around as much.
No,
as
we
we
a bit of a
liked
slow
to.
year for us this year.
It was just
second or main.
It was very busy, wasn't it? And that's not a criticism. I'm going to come on to the criticism I have with how busy it was in a minute. They changed the sound tower this year / lighting tower.
Yeah,
much improved.
Changes, yeah.
I saw some people complaining about where it was, saying it was rubbish this year.
To be honest with you, I don't know whether it was me, but all right. So the middle sound tower's gone. Fantastic, because it opens up for so many more people to see it in the middle.
In the middle.
And
this is what
so much clearer.
I think people are annoyed because they used to go and stand roughly behind. Because to be fair, if you were right behind where the sound towers were this year, or they're not towers now, the sound tents were this year, and looked at the stage previously, you'd had a great view. Yeah. So I think they've sacrificed probably 5,000-6,000 people.
What's kind of funny though,
each side to have a better view
for
the majority. Because normally when you had that sound tower, there was a massive V behind it where you didn't watch you couldn't watch anything
unless you're at the top of the hill.
Unless you got far enough back to see over it, in which case you're a bit far back.
But what's funny, we actually did mention, I don't know whether we put it on the pod or not, but we did mention that wouldn't it be great if they put monitors back on the back of that?
Oh, we did mention that, yeah. We did.
Because we used to have monitors on it, didn't we?
Yeah, so again, they didn't need to do that this year, because I was hoping they were going to do that this year. They didn't need to because they got rid of that big sound tower.
Because we spent most of our time on, so I'm going to call it right-hand side stage. I don't know if that's correct, because I don't know whether you count it if you're looking out from the stage or looking at the stage.
Stage left. Right hand side of the stage, looking at the stage.
Yeah, so right hand side of the stage, and we spent most of our first 2 days. And where we were, we could see perfectly. But when we went in on the Sunday and went on the left hand side to the similar level spot that we were at, the tent was in the way.
It was a little bit, yeah.
And that's why I moved more central a little bit. So I don't know whether that's like ground level or whatnot, but I did find that. But to be honest with you, I think getting rid of the middle one was so much better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a bit annoying if you want to be a bit closer because you think. However, I thought it was really cool the way that the barriers go around, and I know they had guest VIP stuff because they had Crofty. We did a little video from next to it. My new best friend. For those of you who don't know, I met Crofty, the F1 commentator.
Sad bastard.
In the Sunday. The same day Lewis Hamilton won his first Ferrari race, and I was just, he's probably the one person I've wanted to meet at Download for years, and he was there and I met him. I was very happy. I got a little picture.
Nice.
It was, Stu said that picture is like me meeting my dad at Download.
Yeah, well,
which, if you listen to the snippets of the last one, that that would have
quite
been
impossible, but
that would have been
unless you're into some voodoo
I think I would have had a heart attack.
No, but I mean, the picture just looks like a son and father get together. The way you're smiling, it's like you're the little kid. You know?
I put it out on the. I don't know if you saw on the State of the Sea.
I did, yeah.
Saying that he.
I was going to share it, but I couldn't be bothered.
That he wanted a photo with me. That's how I worded that way, just for lols.
Yeah, well, why not?
I should have bought stickers and given him stickers for the podcast and for the band, but yeah,
I did manage to put a sticker on someone's back, but I didn't even plan that. It was fantastic. I put it on their back. They had like a swim bag, I call them, when we used to go swimming as kids. They're like little, the A4 size little canvas bag kind of things. And they had that on their back, and I put the sticker on. And Alice was like, my daughter she was like really shocked and like, oh, laughing, trying not to give it away. And it came off, and I don't know where it went. So I put another one on, and then he rolled the bag up his back, and it kind of transferred to his back. And as he rolled his bag back down, it kind of flattened it to his back.
Class.
So I don't know if it came off or not. So if that was you, I apologise.
We apologise for putting a sticker on him.
Yeah.
He chose to do in the first place.
Tagged.
Naughty boy.
At least I didn't peg him. There was a lot of pegging going on.
Very nasty. Naughty boy.
But yeah, so the arena drastically changed.
It had changed, and I think
Drastically.
generally for the better.
Yeah, the thing is, I've seen people do their own map versions, and a lot of people are saying, they should have put second where third is.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that.
Oh, I was going to come on to that. I think they need to do that.
I don't know, because when we went round there, although it does bowl around a little bit, like the opposite side of, so if they did like second facing that way, I did find you get a lot of nosebleed when you're literally stood that side of the stage on main.
Yeah, but that's probably because you're in a tent.
I wasn't in the tent. I was literally stood.
Yeah, but that's probably because it's in a tent.
Yeah,
it's probably reflecting the noise back out. If it was open space,
do you reckon?
I reckon
it'd be an awful nosebleed.
But then there's ways around that, I think.
Because I mean, Slam Dunk had a lot of awful nosebleed, no matter where you were.
But I mean, even second stage this year, if you were at the top, kind of like by the entry point of the arena, you had terrible sound bleed between main and second, and that's why they moved the access platform to the other side, because of the stage bleed. They moved it so far away, it was inaccessible for most people.
It was, yeah.
It was, which wasn't great. But I mean, I took a photo of a day to remember because I went to grab some food, and I just thought I'd go back to the top because I'd been to the top of the arena. Had some very nice mac and cheese, and it was rammed up there. They need a bigger location for second. The only other place I think they could do it would be to put it where third stage used to be, but then you would get a lot of stage bleed because the sound waves are just going to be pointing at the main stage audience. So I think the only way to combat that is to put second where third was this year.
Yeah, for me, like, I don't like change, but
no.
I didn't mind what they did with it. I think the ground as well was a bit. I mean, because the only way you'd be able to do it is if you spun it around.
Yeah, it would have to be 180. That is one thing I did think about, is because of the way the sun sets, it might make the stage hard to see.
Yeah.
However, I think you'd probably be fine most years at Download.
Yeah, I think so, because I mean, Download's it's right in the middle, so it can go straight over. But as my right arm can contest, spent most of the time in the sun that side.
Yes. So that's the only thing. But I would put third where second was. I would swap them around. I think
I wouldn't, because I like tradition and I'm an old fuck.
Yeah, but
I'm not that old.
Where third was this year was better than where it was last year.
Yes.
So you like that change. So,
but I didn't mind where it was last year.
No, I didn't.
It was very flat. Very flat for a lot of people.
It was, yeah.
It's a bit of a trek.
But there was far more side spill this year available, so you could stand on it. Whereas you think about last year, you had probably 7 or 8 meters outside the tent on each side for side spill, so there wasn't any room for side spill.
They had a monitor at the back of the tent as well.
Did they?
They had a big TV monitor at the back.
Yeah, so
the sound.
Oh, for third stage last year?
Third stage, yeah. And the sound wasn't like, oh, great, because I mean, you might as well have gone in a tent and just looked at the stage, but for those who couldn't have gone in, I think that was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, the only way, really, I think, that they could properly sort the stage without the sound bleed would be to have the stage in the corner areas you walked into it, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't recommend that, because I would say that if they did that, it would mean that it's a very long walk for people, because they'd have to go all the way down to the bottom, because there were 2 access points as well to that to that stage, weren't there?
Yeah.
There was up by a third used to be, and there was down at the corner.
Yeah,
Where the old camper van.
I will say, from an access point of view, though, where second is and where the accessibility platform was a lot more easy to get to because of the road. But
where it was in previous years.
But if they moved it to where third is, I find the difficulty, because me and Alice walked that way, and I found it was quite difficult to get. And if it did rain a lot, that would
yeah,
bog
but they
in.
put walkways down in the same way they do for fourth.
But it was just.
It was
like, if you want the way we've positioned it in our heads, if you had to get to the platform, you'd have to kind of go around this bowl shape a little bit.
Yeah, but what they would do is they'd probably have the access platform would probably be more on the side, and it'd probably be closer to as you go in.
Yeah.
So I mean, as I'm looking,
you're saying side stage, not the back?
No, it wouldn't be at the back. No, you wouldn't put it. You wouldn't need to put it back. You could put it much closer that way.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And then you could have it sort of just in front. Did you see they had a barrier separating going up?
Yeah.
So you had like a front part of the third stage, because they also had a crush barrier in the middle of the third stage this year. Yeah. They could have that if they followed that line around, sort of side stage. They could have it much closer.
That would also probably eliminate a lot of noise bleed because there's an obstruction in the way.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. So that would be that. I think that's Download's next step. I think that's what they should do.
We'll have to see, won't we?
But we will have to see whether.
I don't like change, but if they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
Well, and I think. But I
don't like change.
But then you've got more room again for side spill on second stage, because second stage wasn't big enough this year. It wasn't. A day show, I don't know what it was like for Hailstorm because I didn't see it, but Architects I did go and see. It was chocker. And then a day to remember I saw from a distance for 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It was chocker again, man. Yeah. It was chocker. So that would be recommendations. The other biggest recommendation I got for Download, let's go straight into this. They need to have designated clear walkways. And because it was very difficult to navigate, because people tend to stick to the roadways, and that's fine.
And the trail, and you've got.
But
there's that common sense route as well.
But there's a problem. There's a problem. The roads aren't straight, and they don't go where you think they're going to go. So if anyone has a look on Apple Maps or Google Maps, your map service of choice, if you go onto the site, my torch is on. If you go onto the actual Donington site and see where the roads are. I'm just going to pull this up now for Stu very quickly so you can see what I mean. Talk while I'm doing this.
I will talk while you're doing that.
Right, I've done it now.
No. Hold your thoughts. So obviously you're on about walkways. One of my biggest bugbears was the fact that they had access toilets, which we'll cover on the access episode. But they had access toilets on the left-hand side of the stage with normal toilets nearby and with 2, possibly 4 lines of people queuing for food. So if you wanted to break through that crowd to get to the access toilets, you had to break through a lot of lines to get through.
You're talking about the left-hand
side of the stage, yeah. And because as you're on about walkways, it kind of leans into that. And I think the thing that I found as well is a lot of people didn't know that it was access toilets because everyone was queuing. Some people thought they were queuing for food. Turns out they were queuing for a toilet. And some people were queuing for a toilet. Turns out they were getting food at the end of it. It was so misleading. I will hand it to the 2 chaps that were checking wristbands. They were going through and telling people they couldn't be in that queue. I just think they should have been managed either the access toilets further away, separated from normal toilets. I don't think they should have had the food and the toilets that close together either, because as we talked about before the pod, was like if it does get wet, liquids travel downhill. And I think that was the biggest bugbear. But the best thing about the right hand side of the stage, it's sectioned off, so only access people can go through that
because
walkway.
Of the stage viewing platform.
Like you said about the walkways, like it's kind of segregated,
and it does lead into what I was saying. So I'll just show you, Stu. You can see by here this access route here. Sorry, I'll talk more into the mic. This access route here, looks fine on a map. Yeah. Until you realise that everyone walks down this road here. Yeah. And you follow this road. So for those of you who can't see it, I don't know what shape it is, but it's not a rectangle. And people, to be fair, they'll set up their camping chairs.
Is that the left-hand side of the stage?
So this is the left-hand side of the stage here, and then you look.
So I experienced a similar thing that you're kind of going into. I found the road, the dirt road.
Yeah.
And people going
through. And then it turns right.
And then it kind of
Just
turned.
walking across
But
the back of the
also,
stage.
I found that people were making their own stream of walkway as well.
Because you had to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
if you say you want to get food on that side
Yeah,
of the stage,
yeah.
which me and my daughter did, we cut through the flow of thing, which you think, all right, that's fine. We're just going to go through people sitting down and standing now, and the next thing we know, there's another stream of people moving to third.
yeah, so if you have to look at a map on this one. But effectively, you've got 3 main walkways that go from one side of the stage to the other.
Yeah.
The top one is just in front of the Ferris wheel. In front as you, in terms of entrance side of the Ferris wheel.
Difficult subject.
We're not going to talk about the Ferris wheel.
No, we're not.
incident.
We're not going to be
If
those
you're-
people.
if you
We're going to
want-
rise above it.
If you want to know what happened, Google download
it. Go on
Ferris
Facebook,
wheel.
yeah.
Just go Google it.
We're
we're
going to be the better people.
We're not going to talk about
We're not going to judge.
that shenanigans.
You be you.
But, so there are 3 main walkways. The problem being, the bottom one is okay as well. Again, when Lincoln Park were waiting to come
I
on,
like the
Bad
bottom
Omens
one.
are on. People stand in it, which is
Oh, yeah.
fine.
They need to clear
but
it. They need to
there
clear
needs
it
to be a
all.
safe access route. Because if there was an accident, or there was a fire somewhere, and people needed to evacuate to one of the fire exits, people standing in that way, leaving shit there, bit of an issue. So I would say they need... This is why I said they need designated access ways. We'll come on to that. And the
Specifically.
middle one then isn't really very good because people leave the kind of like the dirt road free, which is fine, except it doesn't go all the way over to the far side. There's also another side vertical that goes up, which is kind of like more like a farm tracky type thing. But the problem is, because the middle one doesn't reach quite that far over, it kind of drops down towards the main stage, and then kind of bends off. So it then meets up with that farm tracky road. Download what I think they need to. I don't know if you remember years ago they put in some hardcore like drainage pipes, didn't
Yes.
they? I think that was my first year, 2017, after 2016.
Yeah.
And the shenanigans that happened with the mud den,
Yeah,
with the
updated,
second
yeah.
muddiest download of all time.
Not going into it. I'm not biting.
No, it wasn't as muddy as 2019. But because of that, they put in some drainage pipes. Fine. So they're obviously allowed to do certain drainage works and road works to the site. I would implore them to put in a proper pathway that goes... You've got one on the right-hand side of the stage as you're walking down towards it. You need one on the left, properly designated. And what I would suggest is that they section it off in some form and just have some people security patrolling. If they have security in the crowd anyway,
Yeah.
just patrol those areas, keep them free. Just keep the roads free. If you had the 2 vertical roads and then 3 horizontal roads, as the stage looked at it, free, it would make navigating the festival so much easier.
Yeah.
Because actually walking on the roadways is genuinely okay.
Yeah. And you can think about those with scooters and
Yeah, exactly.
walking aids as
And
well.
it's just,
so,
and, you know,
yeah, they've got to get from A to B
people
as
got
well.
bumped over. If you're walking through those roads, don't hold hands with people unless it's a 15-year-old child. Fine, but
At 50, I mean,
well, or if it's
come
a
on.
child, fine. I'm just saying child.
Yeah.
I'm saying if it's a child,
I'm just saying,
fine.
my daughter's 13, and like we'll grab we'll
everyone's
grab
different.
clothing and things like that because she don't want to hold my hand.
But
She's
if you're
too cool
if
for
you're,
that.
if you're 2 adults and you're
Yeah.
pushing past people, knocking people over or knocking people's sticks over.
So you don't want to hold my hand is what you're trying to tell people.
Well, no. But there was an incident where someone banged into my wife and she then couldn't walk for the rest of the day
Oh, shit,
because of it. So don't be a dick. Don't hold hands when you're adults. Yes, it's busy. It's a festival. But
Or
you
just
turn
make
around and say,
yourself
well, it's a
really aware.
festival when you bump into someone. Well, don't hold hands 6 of you in a row. Don't be a fucking knobhead.
Yeah.
So I was going to say...
Especially aware.
which was weird. But yes, and look after each other. But yeah, I think they need... To sort
need to
that
clear
first-
some
They need to
access
sort
routes.
as from second to main. They need a vertical access route. There is one, but it kind of divides into 2, and it's not very usable. And I know a lot of people have said about chairs. We all noticed there were far more chairs this year.
Yeah, but they've got like no chair zones, which I think is
No,
fair,
they
fine.
didn't.
They need to.
But yeah, I would say in
Because
front
I
of the
read that
monitors,
they were supposed to be doing that around the front stage because people keep bringing chairs at front stage.
they probably will do next year.
Yeah, but I did read that was something they're supposed to do this year.
Well, they didn't, did they?
Yeah,
And
because
there was nothing on the map.
no, but they should have
I would
because
agree.
that bit gets too crowded. And I mean, how many times does sets get stopped because people are too chaotic?
We'll
know,
come on to that in a
I
second
think-
about the security
yeah.
and sets.
I think you got to use common sense with chairs. We never take our chairs too far in, and if it does get too thin, we pack ours up. we'll take it back to the tent. But
people wanting a ban on full chairs in the arena full stop, absolutely ridiculous. The dog is going to pull your headphones out. Dali, move.
I do think it's ridiculous. I don't mind standing. No. I've done my years of standing, but I think it does come in handy, especially for the wife who can't stand all day. And I know she'd let me sit down if I needed it. But yeah.
People who are lying on the floor are far more of a trip hazard because they go to sleep on the floor, and that is far worse.
I've gone over a few people before.
And it's just like, especially when there's crowds, sitting on the floor isn't safe, and that's when crushes happen. That's when people get very seriously hit. So I don't think there's an issue with chairs. I would agree though they shouldn't be in front of any barriers. Between the first set of barriers and the stage. I don't think anyone can complain about that really.
So we normally put our chairs. I think it's probably a safe bet. And then again, the people that whinge because they've had to climb over chairs to get further into the front.
We've solved that issue because we've got accessible walkways now.
It's why don't they use the walkways then instead of going through the thick crowd?
But you can't go through the walkways sometimes because the walkways aren't clear.
But this is it.
I would, if Download can put a proper walkway in for the other side. One designated walkway, not the kind of multiple ones they've got, which don't really work. And that's for the side nearest the trees, nearest second, and where third stage used to be. I think you keep those access ways clear. And it's going to be difficult with headliners, I understand, especially the one that's just behind the sound towers, I get that. However, I would say they could probably have a crush barrier there and say, right, well, you have security behind there. You can have chairs behind there, and that's your point with chairs, maybe. Yeah. So it's a bit further back, so there's more room for people to stand if they want to. But yeah, I think that would solve most of the problems. Yeah. It probably solves the crush issues and everything like that.
What about then? So we've kind of solved a couple of problems here. What about acts then? Who was your
acts?
What acts?
We've had our whinge.
There
are, but in fairness, I think before we get into the band and stuff, I think organisationally I feel quite strongly about those things. But
Dahlia's found a fly.
She has found a fly. She's obsessed with flies. Right. Go see Mama. No, she's not seeing Mama. Do you want the rest of my dinner? She'll run out now. But I think I think they're quite easy to implement. Yeah. The groundwork might be a bit more challenging, but I think if they had those on the map as designated walkways,
patrolled them or ensured
that. Just because security again, we're walking through people with chairs as well, which is like I understand they have to do that. That's fine. No issues with security walking around the festival. But if you had clear access ways, if there was an emergency, again, it'd be much easier to navigate, especially with some of the issues that happened this year. But yes, they're probably the only recommendations I'd make. Third stage swaps for second.
No.
Where it was this year.
No, but yeah.
It would make sense.
You can have your dreams. I'm going to keep mine.
Call Andy. Oh, it's not. Andy's not in charge of it anymore.
No, it's a local girl actually.
Yeah. She moved to the area because she grew up nearby.
She grew up nearby and she used to go to the festival. And before we I know I said bands. Let's get into that. But before we go into that, I love Andy Coppin. He's done really well with the festival. But I will have to take my hat off to the people running it now and the new fresh blood that runs through it because they are really bringing new life into it. And we were speaking to a couple in the Access camp that we were kind of similar subject where we were saying the festival needs new blood because absolutely. It's just going to fade and disappear. Monsters of Rock didn't last forever.
No. You have to update or you die, don't you?
Yeah.
And I think probably... Andy's still involved with it?
Oh, heavily, yeah.
But I think he's more into the bits he enjoys, which probably booking the bands and stuff like that.
I think he organises more smaller gigs now more. He does obviously
He's made his millions.
Yeah, he's definitely involved, but I think he's handed the reins and the development to a newer generation who are doing fantastic. So yeah, definitely take my hat off to them.
Yeah, cheers Andy, because you have given us all something to talk about and also something to love as well.
Yeah.
Which is...
From day one to now, it's been fantastic.
Iconic, truly iconic.
Yeah.
But yes, bands we liked on the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I know we're doing an episode on international bands, but one of my favourite bands is Bloody Wood, and I wasn't going to check them out this year because I didn't know whether I was going to go check out some stalls or whether I wanted to check them, because you always get those bands who's like, okay, I want to check them out, but I'm not that fussed.
Yeah.
They always put on a great performance. It's great to see them rise to the level that they're at now. Coming from their background, and I think it's fantastic. But they were definitely one of my my highlights. I think one for performance. And their display and their crowd engagement, I think they 10 out of 10 across the board.
I watched them from the tent. They seemed fine.
Yeah.
No notes, but I didn't watch them intently. Oh yeah, that was an accidental pun.
You don't normally do that. You do it on papers.
I mean, no notes. They seem to be doing very well for themselves.
They are. They're building something that's gonna be around for a long time, I think. Some of these bands tend to build and kind of veer off. We've talked about this a dozen times in our own private lives about bands who tend to kind of just float in this area. But I think I
enjoyed it when they first came out. It's not something I ever go back and listen to.
But that's you, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
and I think personal opinion.
Yeah.
I definitely think that they're going to be something that people are going to enjoy for a while.
Yeah, definitely. So were they your highlight of the weekend then?
No, I'm just going to say they're one of my first bands.
Who was your highlight of the weekend?
My highlight's always going to have to be Limp Bizkit. That's between Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park, those were the sound of my youth, of like the first echoes of music for me that really kind of got me obsessed with albums, especially Limp Bizkit with Chocolate Starfish. That was an album I rinsed back to front, and I knew all the lyrics. And what was great, though, because I always get my lyrics mixed up.
I didn't know the lyrics, but I was able to sing along.
They had them on the screen, and I loved that.
It was great.
Simple. They don't need to put on big displays.
I will say, they did feel slightly underwhelming to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But then that is Limp Bizkit's by. There's no faff. It's just... It is what it is.
And, but they don't need stage props, production, fireworks and all that. Yeah, it'd be great. But I think they got enough...
It would be better if they did all that.
It would, yeah. But I think they've got enough power and energy behind them to put on a show.
They did it at another festival. I think it was Hellfest.
But that might be because of like where we are and regulations and things like that. No. Being next to an airport, loud bangs.
I think it's more that Hellfest have the fire built in already, and they probably just
they've got
do
the
it,
grounds.
Whereas the Biscuit don't want to pay for it. That's my thought. Yeah, no. My highlight of the weekend was The Plot in You, who was a band I've seen many a time. But honestly, mid of the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, on second stage, to have sound that good, man. Oh, they were on point.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good. Landon Tour's vocals are just sensational.
It's great when you get that mixture, just perfect. Because I remember a couple of years ago I saw The Offspring, and I saw them on second, and I was in a horrible spot for sound. And
sound was much better this year. I should try.
This is going back years and years ago, and it was just shocking. But when we saw them on Main, it was great because it was like it made up for that bad experience.
And the Offspring are a little bit like Blink-182. They're almost kind of like deliberately a little bit shit.
I don't know.
Vocally. I'm talking about.
They're not
polished. They're
not like Bad Omens today, where their vocals are.
They've
got like range and
that's what I mean. They're like it's
not
more
too
like,
serious.
It's like intently. I'm not saying it is shit. I'm saying
I know where you're coming from.
It's a little bit weak in a sense, but it works really well with the band.
Not about proper melodies and things like that. But they're about having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's good when you get that little that thing that just
roll.
Yeah, it just works well. And again, as you just said, let the good times roll. Electric Callboy.
They were fantastic, man.
Me and Alice, my daughter, did go and get some food. And to be honest, I didn't see my son pretty much all weekend because he was just crowd surfing and in all the mosh pits, because that's what he does now. He met up with a friend, which is fantastic for him because he was in his own element and he could do his own thing. And it's time we let the reins off a little bit.
Flown the nest.
Little Oz has flown the nest.
I remember his first download when he was only 9.
Yeah.
And now he's left the nests. He's left the group.
We've all contributed to raising him. Even like Laurie and Carlos were like, can't believe that this is.
I remember his first circle pit to Miss May I.
Oh, but that's the thing.
Second stage. Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but like I didn't see it. But me and Alice went and got some food. I did miss the train one. Not really good with the names of theirs.
Techno Train.
Techno Train, that's the one. But I could hear it where I was, and if what I did see, it was like that was a great performance. And they're a band that I think are going to project for the future and possibly move up the line on that lineup.
They have just released tour tickets as well.
Yeah, I did.
£71 each.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. However, I did want to take Caleb, but obviously with access, it's a little bit tricky. And then
you can work it. Depends where it is.
Well, it's in a motor point, which would have been fine. And I was going to ring up see if they could be cheeky and give us a +1 for free, which is normally free outside of access in the seated. However, the box office was just closed. So Utility Arena, sort yourselves out, because we couldn't get tickets, and then the tickets were released, and then all the seating sold out, so we can't go now.
I got Papa Roach tickets for 60-something quid, and that's good. That's good these days.
Yeah, Electric Callboy would have been a good one to take a 5-year-old to, or 4-year-old to.
Yeah. I think because you play it quite a lot, you'd know quite a lot as well.
Yeah, and it's fun. They're fun. They have a good
and that's what I liked about them. They didn't worry about their a lot of bands are about the image and about being serious, and I think they come out in goofy outfits.
It's great.
They're all about enjoying themselves.
I have one criticism.
Yeah,
we had 8 to 10 minutes of a DJ set in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that works really well when you're headlining something and you want to do that. When you got an hour set.
Yeah.
I would like to have heard 2 more Electric Callboy songs in that time. Like Reverie, they didn't play. And there's loads of other ones they could have played. So I was slightly, that's a shame that they did that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to fault them for them. I'm not going to hold it against them. I think they will headline Download one day.
Yeah. Another band that I enjoyed, but I think we're in the wrong spot, was Cypress Hill.
Yeah, they were on directly after Electric Callboy.
Now, I spoke to a lovely couple when me and Alice went to go see All American Rejects. Yeah. That was her band she wanted to see, so I was like, I took her to go see that. Yeah. You'd probably hear me say Alice quite a lot because she's my little sidekick, and she's as moody as I am, so it works. And we went to go get some food before All American Rejects. We queued up, met this lovely, I'm assuming they're a couple. This woman, I think she said she was Brazilian. She sounded like American a little bit. And she also thought I was kind of Hispanic, which makes me laugh because we do have
this long-standing joke. Yeah, but there's also a long-standing joke that Stu is Mexican because he does look.
Because the moustache, the dark hair, and I tan quite well.
Yeah,
that is the standing joke, and she thought that. And she also thought that the year you went in 2019 was wetter than 2012, but I refused to tell you that. I refused to tell you.
It's been authenticated by an external party that 2019 was the wettest year on record.
And that was someone who's been to both. But I refused to tell you on the weekend because I told you about the Hispanic thing, but I didn't want to tell you about that.
For those of you not watching the video, that doesn't exist, so you're all not watching the video. My smile is wider than
I didn't want to give you that.
But given that to me.
But we were talking to them as well, and we kind of all in agreement that Cypress Hill were great. They were fantastic. They had a long opening, which I didn't like because it was just a DJ, but I suppose that's their thing.
They were a weird fit for Download.
Yeah, but Download always have that weird fit. They've had Chasing Status, they've had all sorts. They've had Scooter this year as well, so it's about the vibe. I just think problem is you went from Electric Callboy
to Cypress Hill
to Limp Bizkit.
I think that made Limp Bizkit better though.
Yeah, I think the problem is you mellowed out so much during Cypress Hill. You ended up if you couldn't be bothered to get back off your seat, you couldn't be bothered.
True, but I think that if you went from Electric Callboy to Limp Bizkit, I think Limp Bizkit would have felt really.
We would have had Woodstock '99 all over again.
No, I think people would have left. I think they would have been. I think the intensity would have.
I don't know.
Because you stepped it down and you had a chill.
All right, but maybe not that chill then. Maybe
not.
Maybe Cypress Hill could have done second stage.
Someone like Trivium probably would have been a really good fit there, where they're not quite as.
Yeah, but someone is because I just felt that they.
Bullet for My Valentine. Someone like that. Yeah.
They kind of chilled it down too much.
Yeah, I say they're a weird fit to Download. They're not a band.
No. No Chasing Status. No Scooter.
No, I mean I don't. Yeah. It's I don't know. I think if you're main stage Download,
no Prodigy.
I think people don't vibe with it Prodigy have members playing instruments, they don't they?
Yeah, they do play live.
So that's
they don't
a bit
usually
different.
set.
Whereas Cypress Hill were 2 vocalists, a DJ, and drums.
Bongos, yeah.
Yeah, well, you had normal drum kit as well.
Yeah,
They were all very talented at what they did.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not your vibe, not your cup of tea.
When they ended on the guitar stuff, yeah, not my cup of tea. When they ended up stuff with the guitar,
Yeah,
that would have been class if they actually played it.
yeah,
But they just kind of played it on a backing track, and it's like
yeah. Because
not anti-backing track. But
And I'm
like,
not. No, and I'm not. I do like Machine Gun Kelly. I'm not as big as advocate for his music. I do like his music, but I'm not like all over him like most people. He did play with a band.
He does, yeah.
When he came, he did.
He's got a band, yeah.
And
yeah.
he actually changed. And this is before he did.
He didn't change. That's how he always plays.
No, but like from what his music is on TV, you'd assume it would just be him with a backing track.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not typical rap stuff.
But
is it?
what I found was this is before the Travis Barker came in. He actually the songs he did have, they were a bit heavier because they had the instruments there as well. But no, Cypress Hill, I enjoyed them, but I think they were just in the wrong spot for me personally.
Yeah, there's definitely enough crossover, but I think they were probably the weakest band. I've just said they're not a band. They're probably the weakest performance of the weekend, I would say. Who was your weakest performance of the weekend?
To be honest, I don't think I've really got anyone.
I have one.
Personally, I'm going to be very controversial. You might not like this, but I would probably say Hollywood Undead.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
For the times I've seen them, it was like copy paste.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw them, they all came out like in their masks.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
I thought they brought them back. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I don't know whether it was a special event they were doing, and then they just came out as they are, and I just kind of I think I like to have a mid-set siesta, and I think I had a siesta during that set, and that wasn't mid-set. I like to do it in between, but I think
They were full of energy though.
They were good. But for me, it was like I could have seen someone else. I think.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, the vocals were good. The music was good, and like they played well. I think it's probably just more they're not your cup of tea.
Yeah, no, I used to love them. Their first album, I was all over.
Yeah, but they only played one song off their first album.
Yeah,
from probably. I would like to. You've got a 20th anniversary coming up on that first album. So
maybe that's why they didn't do it. But they did play the Charlie Sheen one. I like that one.
Everywhere I go, bitches always know that Charlie Sheen has got a weenie that he likes to show.
That's for Lauren.
Yeah. The whole of that phrase, not just the bitch bit.
Yeah. She didn't realise. She kept singing the Charlie Sheen bit and stopping, and then I would finish the song, and she was like, "That's not the lyrics, is it?" I went, "Yes, it is."
Yeah.
And then you backed me up at the tent and saying it was.
So good. I did enjoy them. They've been a bucket list band for me. I've wanted to see them for a long time. So.
If that was your first experience, that's great. But I think if you've seen them a few times, it was a bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Architects for me.
Oh, really? That is quite.
Well, musically they were great, and singing wise they were great, and low screams they were great.
You been serious on the singing wise? Because you mentioned before about the
singing's so good.
But you mentioned like the
I'm going to come to that now.
Barking. I've seen the video where that. That has come back in, and I actually saw the video, and I kind of was like, I know what you're on about now.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, go on, you take it away.
Sam's low screams are incredible. Yeah. Sam's singing is incredible. Sam's high screams are incredible. But he started doing it like, get it out of my mind. And it's really frustrating because
and that's the exact thing I saw
when we went to see them. He didn't do it, and then when I saw him at the end of the year last year,
that was quite a small venue as well.
It was, yeah. So I don't know. Lauren again. Hi, Lauren. Lauren was loving them, and then I said, his vocals are a bit thin. And then she was like, "Well, no, you could take a shit on me. I'd love it." I think she said almost word for word.
Probably word for word. I believe that coming from me.
And
with the
like
Carlos,
there were people around us. No, he was watching Guns N' Roses.
Oh, was he? Oh, yeah, he was with me.
Yeah. People around us were going, no, get me out of my mouth. Monday. Sorry, I'm doing Curse. For those of you that don't know. Which is one of my favourite songs.
Yeah, because you
I love
Architects. I like Architects, and I love a lot of their songs. but you're a step further than I am.
Oh,
You do
man,
like them.
it's just
Sucks when you have that
Sam,
one.
if you somehow hear this, please just do your high scream that like you do on recordings, and you can do, because like you are probably the best metalcore vocalist around, like, or top three.
What you number 3?
I'm not number 3 at all. Nowhere near that. Top 3 would for me would be Jamie Hales from Polaris, Sam McCarter, and Landon Tours.
Yeah.
And I think probably Landon's probably the most diverse. Oh, no, Sam is as well. Yeah. I couldn't pick between Sam and the thing, but live lately, I don't know what. Oh, man, come on, please. I love you, man. Please,
but
go back to
I
it.
did see that clip, and I do understand where you're
Yeah.
coming from, and I don't know why he's doing that.
I've seen Architects so many times.
Yeah.
I've seen him so many times. I've like 5 or 6 times. Obviously not as many as some people would have seen him. Probably more than that, actually.
Yeah.
Download the other year they didn't do it.
Yeah.
The main stage she didn't do it. It was great. I was just like, because I find that when I'm listening to a song that I like, I'm just like kind of in the zone.
Yeah. So a lot of the times, if I look like I'm sleeping, but sometimes I just close my eyes and listen to music.
Yeah. All right.
And
Tool.
I just no, not like that. But I like to be in the atmosphere. I like to be. I don't need to be at the front of the barricade to see
Yeah,
the band.
yeah.
I've done my barricade years.
Yeah.
I've stood there without going to the toilet for 7 hours because
Yeah.
I want to see Sabbath at front row. Tick that bucket list. I've done it at so many gigs. For me, I can be anywhere in that, as long as I'm in that atmosphere with that music.
Yeah, you're happy.
I'm vibing. I'm enjoying it. And I'm in my comfort zone.
Yeah. But yeah, when he was doing that, it just kind of like it snapped me out of it,
Yeah.
and I was a bit of a shame.
You kind of want to walk away from that point.
No.
I would
But
have.
yeah, I was like, Jazz would have hated it.
Yeah.
Jazz would.
Oh, it would annoy the shit out of me. I can't stand things like that. I can't stand repetitive noises that are unnecessary.
Yeah.
And this is a lovely photo of me and Jasmine that I like to refer to this week. So
We'll come back to this in a second.
All right, we'll do that.
Because I know we mentioned security earlier.
Yeah.
Security, fantastic for the whole Fred Durst and the guy getting knocked out, or Gail getting knocked out, whoever it was. Incident front where they stopped for like 10 15 minutes. No issues with that. That was great. And probably meant more because their driver died, didn't he? One of their
you told me that.
At Donington.
You told me that
Afterwards,
after the show, and I didn't
We
realise.
didn't find out about it till a couple of days later, did we? Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I'm not sure if it was I don't think it was the bus driver, but it was one of the crew drivers.
Before they came on, there was a bit of a thing.
There was a photo given up for their bassist who passed away
Sam Rivers,
last year, Sam Rivers, and then the other chap whose name I can't remember. He was the driver, and he died in a small accident at Donington, like literally outside West Midlands Airport, and he passed away then in hospital shortly after. So the fact that they still played that show, I thought was pretty.
Oh, you power to them.
Fair play to them.
They could have easily pulled out. I know people would have not been happy, but people would have understood.
We'd have had Cypress Hill headlining then.
I would have gone to bed.
Yeah. But they were good. But yeah, so security did a good job there. Security and Architects, there was something weird going on, and like
I've seen the clips, and you did explain to me.
It was So I think someone got mugged in the pit,
Nice.
right? Which
Proper mugged or beaten?
No, beating the shit out of in the pit. So
well.
There was an issue then. Security not wanting to restart it in case it happened again. So, and this has all been found out latterly. This was not communicated properly to the band, so they stood.
He was getting told from different directions.
He was, yeah. So you can watch the videos online, and he's like, "Fuck it." It sounds like he's having a proper tantrum. I kind of understand that.
I get that.
They are playing probably the biggest show of their career.
Yeah, 100%. Were they going to project further?
Yeah, biggest festival show of their career. In the UK at least. I mean, like for a British band playing Download, Monster Rock, it probably is
the bucket list, isn't it?
Yeah, and headlining second stage as well. So I can understand why they.
And the problem is that they've got to cut songs as well if they get too much into their time, unless they want to.
Well,
but that's
they were headlining. They were headlining, so they didn't have to do that because they had the overhang.
No, I know, but sometimes.
But I know a lot of people left because they didn't want to wait. Anyway, they started the song again, and they were told to stop again. And the second time was because apparently they didn't want circle pits. So, so that is security being. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's a rock and metal festival. Get over yourselves.
Yeah.
They haven't got an easy job.
I remember the year they banned singers and any artist saying
they did
circle pits and mosh pits. Yeah,
they did.
They did it a couple of years ago, and they really enforced it. And I think there was I don't know whether they had fines going out or there was
probably
contractual things. Yeah. But
I'm sorry.
I think one band got around it by saying fancy dancing.
Yeah, well,
kind of like
you don't need to tell me what to do. You know what to do, type of things. Yeah. I get the feeling that was the vibe going up, particularly on second lesser on Main, which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to be in the pit, don't go in that area.
Yeah,
you know where they break out.
I agree.
I know where they break out. That's why I don't go in there anymore.
Absolutely. So I don't really have much positive to say about security on that front for the barrier security. And then we had another stoppage during Lincoln Park, which I think was because someone lost their shoe.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Fucking hell. Lincoln Park dealt with it.
Respect to the artists. They've got to deal with what they've got to deal with.
Absolutely.
If they can make their environment safer,
and absolutely
point out the issue for security, I think they have a duty of care to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it did annoy me because there were loads of stoppages this weekend. It's probably the most stoppages we've had.
Yeah, you see the odd bin. You guys, it's like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But
maybe one band might do it, but this time I think we had like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
Who was your dark horse of the weekend? Like someone who you weren't expecting to be as good as they were?
Oh, my underdog.
Underdog.
To be honest with you, I've seen her go from a tent to main stage, and it's Rory. And I say that because obviously she's in her 40s. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, Rory, but she started off doing different music over the years and struggled as an artist. Then she did social media, that took off, and she got back into music, and she's just seemed to have projected so well. I just didn't know how well she would do on a main stage.
Yeah.
I didn't know how she would transfer that tent atmosphere to a main stage. Because don't get me wrong, going from a tent to second, you can build up that thing. But I think she went from a tent to main stage, and she held her own. She really did phenomenally well. Yeah. I think she engaged with the crowd well enough. She, her voice, obviously worked well. Yeah. She was able to project to the audience. Yeah. She had a good crowd. And I think, was that the same? Yeah, I think we had, what's Keanu Reeves' band?
Dogstar.
Dogstar, yeah. I think Rory would have had a bigger crowd if the crowd wasn't up there waiting for Dogstar. And
that was
my point that my daughter kind of came out with. That was her word. She said, I think Rory would have had a bigger crowd if people weren't up there for Keanu Reeves.
Maybe.
But I think that's people want to see, Keanu Reeves. We nipped up to have a look.
I agree.
Have a cheeky wink at Keanu Reeves, one of Kate's crushes back in the day, Mitch. But, yeah, Rory, I think she did, she hands down, phenomenally.
No issues. Never listen to the music. Probably partly because she comes up on my feed so much.
Yeah, she does.
It's kind of like, okay,
she does,
cool.
And it's a lot of it is trauma singing. She sings from trauma.
I have no problem with that, but it's kind of like, I want to be away from. I think my part of my brain's associated her a little with the toxic social media, which is not on here. That's on. That's how she's kind of broken out. And I understand social media. We all have to do that gears. With the podcast, with the bands. It's all about the shitty social media, and I despise that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of put me off a little bit. But all power to her. I've not heard any bad things about
phenomenal. It. And for her age to take off now, there's hope for us all.
Yeah.
I'm not far away from 40, so maybe this podcast might take off.
This podcast will take off, and then my band will take off. Fine, I'm cool with
that. But yeah, I hands down, I think she did really well. But like I said, it was just that, like, how do you transfer that energy from a tent to main stage?
Yeah, because it is a skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
You? Bad Omens.
Bad Omens. Oh, I love Bad Omens.
I mean, they were kind of boring, but also really exciting at the same time. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
I think he is obviously he's an incredible vocalist.
People could probably hear me drink then, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Suck it in, Daddy. Daddy. I think he's an incredible vocalist.
Phenomenal. His latest work with his vocals is...
he's probably in that conversation. Yeah. But he's a bit... Also, he needs a bit more... Fred Durst in him.
Energy,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
not actually energy, just a
And
little
not
bit
necessarily
more.
for some songs, but maybe some others. I see where you kind of coming from.
I'm thinking more between songs.
Yeah.
It's like
Crowd engagement.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I hate crowd engagement. Not that I hate crowd engagement. I hate talking between songs.
It's because you're on the spot.
But at the same time, I'm playing songs to 200 people if on a very, very good day, 6 people on a bad day. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different.
And you can't phone it in on either day, so you've got to put the performance in.
Yeah,
and if that's also engaging with a crowd, it's harder to engage with a crowd of 6
absolutely
than it is with 200, because you can kind of forget they're there. I know it sounds ridiculous. If there's 200 people there, you can kind of talk to the darkness and kind of build up that energy, hype yourself up. But then I suppose if you open that up into a bigger scale, you're talking to a lot of, it's hard.
Easier
isn't it?
It's easier the more people are there.
Yeah,
it's definitely easier because
you've got that energy
you've got
feedback.
More, and you've got more interaction and more like participation.
People screaming, singing,
participation. Yeah. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah,
but I found them. I think they're going to headline Download. I think they're going to headline.
I remember you saying that they weren't on your. So for those listeners, me and Pete have like a conversation on a regular basis.
We talked about it on the podcast, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, who we think are going to project to be the new headliners. And that does shift around sometimes after we see certain performances.
Yeah.
And I remember our latest conversation, I probably would have put Bad Omens near there. I probably wouldn't say I would have put them there. And I think you wouldn't even thought about them in that category yet.
I wouldn't know. I mean, they've basically jumped the second stage headline spot.
And from what you said, kind of like took me by surprise.
Because there were more people for Bad Omens than were for Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I know Guns N' Roses played for 3 hours. They were pretty good.
Did they?
Wow.
They were scheduled to play 3 hours. I think they just did that to make sure he was on time.
2 hours, yeah. 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 But they had a big crowd, man. I don't know how much that is hype.
It's also a bucket list band for a lot of people.
I would also say that they're similar to Sleep Token, except they interact with the crowd. I think musically they're quite similar.
I think he looked great. I know a lot of people like mock him for looking like
I was talking about Bad Omens again.
No, I've jumped again because you said Guns N' Roses for a second. I blanked.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
So Bad Omens.
Bad Omens, yeah.
We'll go to Guns in a minute.
I think some of their... I think maybe the pace of the show felt a bit slow.
Okay.
And I think that's probably... They could do with another couple of Dethrone type songs. Because I think they need to have a bit more... Bring Me the Horizon, because they've been around for so long, have a lot of variety in the music.
There's so much diversity in there.
They need some more intensity.
They can pick it up and slow it down, pick it up, slow it down, pick it up. Where I see where you're coming from. Bad Omens, a lot of it was... I think that's what's missing. Yeah.
I agree with you. Because
Dethrone came on.
It lit up. Talking jazz back, but it went off. Yeah. I know it went off. So, but I think they're going to be headlining Download. I sooner than above Parkway and above Architects.
Which... Before this conversation wasn't in that list.
And that's more from just seeing the crowd.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
So obviously I did mention about Guns N' Roses because you just mentioned them.
We'll talk about the big GNR.
Yeah. So I do want to talk about Linkin Park as well, because it was something that I was really proud that they did. But go back onto Guns N' Roses. I think again they're a band that a lot of people mock media-wise, social media. But I think Axl looked great. He's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I think there's ranges he can't do, but he's still trying. He's got to try and perform the songs as they were. And if you wrote them when you were like,
I'm gonna come in there.
Yeah.
I think they sound worse recorded on your iPhone than they do in real life.
We talked about that. Yeah.
I do think I was surprised by how good they were, in the sense of not how good they were, but they were much better than I expected them to be. He didn't sound like Kermit the Frog.
No, he sounded great, and I think he also looked great, and he had a lovely couple of wardrobe changes, which I think was kind of funny because
it's a bit unnecessary, but
but I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the fact that he was doing his thing, and giving the other artists on the stage time to do their thing, and he can come back with a new jazzy outfit, and I think it was fantastic because it was like your type of shirt, but they were like for jazzled.
Just normal check shirts, man.
No, I know, but they look great.
Had sparkly stuff.
I would dread washing them.
They probably don't get
washed.
Came
off. They probably don't get washed.
That's why he changes so many times. So he doesn't wash them.
So, but no, I think his vocals were great. I think that the members of Guns N' Roses all played fantastically well.
I want to iterate then. We're not saying they were great as in the 1980s Guns N' Roses great. We're saying they're great for
what they can do now.
4 years now.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They released Appetite for Destruction decades ago.
literally.
And I mean, you've got to try and keep up to that range of his vocals.
When
which
did that
he's
come out?
Very, what was it, 80s?
I don't know, Stu.
I'm gonna Google it because I can't remember.
I am going to say, I think that's their last time headlining Download.
For a long
they
time, I reckon.
What's the first thing I said to you after they finished? They don't have the pull to headline Download anymore. And
A lot of the old bands don't anymore.
No. And
Yeah, 87. I was going to say.
87.
I was going to
So that
I
album's
was going to
40
say
years old.
89, but yeah, 87.
It's 40 years old.
Yeah.
That was 39 years old, which is wild. So,
Good headline next year.
well, I don't
No, I think they'll do their own anniversary tour.
I don't think they'll be back. Yeah, I don't think they'll be back for Download.
Not in a 5 or 8 year cycle.
I don't think they'll be back.
I think they'll be back. I reckon if they do call it right, this is it. I reckon they will. A lot of bands like to circle around.
Maybe they'll do one more then. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do an arena goodbye. I think they'll do what Kiss did and what a lot of other bands do.
Yeah,
they go to
maybe.
Download and do the sacrifice today.
Or they'll do one of their own shows.
Yeah, could do.
Which I would prefer. I don't think they're right for Download anymore. And I think that's partly because us millennials didn't necessarily grow up with Guns N' Roses in the same way.
This is why the new headlines. We'll go on to new headlines again because obviously we have one prediction.
We'll end on that one.
Yeah, but I think this is what's happening now, and this is what we talked to our neighbours in the camp about.
Yes.
It was basically the fact of this generation grew up with the bands that we're seeing headline Download now are the golden oldies.
Yes, yeah.
They're the legends.
Well, they finished now. That cycle's come to the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the dad rock bands that headline Downloads. And
By the way, if you haven't checked out that podcast episode, I suggest you do that.
yes, that's
Just
what
as
I call
shit as
dad
this
rock.
one. But no, onto Linkin Park though. When I saw them do the Hybrid Theory album in full, 2014, we all reckoned they were going to finish with Faint, but they didn't. So the only reason we thought that was the case is because they ended the show, got to the end of the night, curfew had come in, but when they were breaking down the sets, the lights came on because we thought they were going to come back on stage, and it was the backdrop lights that they had to Faint. That silhouettes. They're all silhouettes on the stage. There's big lights on you. And that was at the back. There wasn't like the lights they used for people to light up the crowd. This was like backdrop.
Backlights, yeah.
And we were like, oh my god, they were going to play that. And obviously we heard, because obviously we were camped, you get a lot of sound testing.
Yeah.
We heard that song.
Was it definitely that song?
What, Faint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
You're making me doubt myself now.
Well, I thought, it's Faint, but what was... I can't remember what they played towards... Yeah, that's Faint.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. They did the virtual soundtrack.
You
of that,
really
yeah.
fucking made me
Well,
panic then.
I thought when they were playing, I was like, is this the one, the virtual soundtrack?
Yeah.
Or is it?
No, yeah. And, but yeah, and obviously got to curfew and we were like, that's it, they're not going to do it. And it was sad because obviously...
And then they played it in the end.
my wife and I always wanted to see that song live.
Yeah.
And then they did, obviously, in the end, and that was it. And we were like, oh, yeah. Then they kicked into it and it was like they broke curfew.
By quite a bit as well, like 5 minutes.
I think it's fucking fun. I love it when bands break curfew.
Well, I think...
Because in other countries, it doesn't really exist.
It made up for
Some
the fact
bands
that Guns N'
start at
Roses... it made up for the fact that Guns N' Roses finished at 10 past 10.
Super early, yeah.
I mean, and they did. They went on 10 minutes early and finished at 10 past 10. I mean, it was like...
They did what they needed to do.
Oh.
But if you're projected to do that long set...
Poor.
Yeah, at least get 30 more minutes in.
And do you know they were paid the most on the weekend as well, probably?
Probably, yeah.
Which is like... That's why I don't think they'll be back.
No.
But yeah, no, I agree. I'm glad they got to play all those songs. They played all the songs I knew. Well, most of the songs I knew. Wish they played New Divide. I think there was a weird long pause after the shoe loss incident.
Yeah, I think they were trying to figure out whether to carry on with the song they started, or
Well,
whether...
they'd already finished the song then, hadn't they?
No, they
No, because they kicked back in. Then they went off stage and you had the red lights going across. And that was after they finished the song. So it was like almost like an encore bit, but it wasn't it was a bit weird. It was like...
Maybe that's what they call encore.
It was unnecessarily long. If they hadn't done that, it was literally like 8 or 9 minutes. If they hadn't done that, it's probably like 5. But if they hadn't done that, they wouldn't have gone over curfew. So I wonder if there were conversations going on with Pine. Because one thing I did notice they did, which I thought was really cool, is they sped up the songs at the end to fit them all in.
Yeah.
They played them faster.
Yeah, In the End was definitely faster.
Yeah, it was like,
Definitely
in the
faster.
end, it doesn't even matter.
I was rapping all of it. That's how fast it was going.
It was really quick.
Yeah.
It was.
But they've got to do it to get the songs they want to get out, and they don't do it too fast.
No,
you know?
exactly.
But what I was just going to say is, I did love. I don't know if you noticed it. So we always bitch about the monitors and displaying the right stuff, and I think they displayed great.
It's much better this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands had distortion and discoloured, which is going to be great for those visually impairments. But Linkin Park had mixtures.
It was the best.
It was the best. But I also loved Mr. Han's little camera he had on his little DJ set. I fucking loved that because he was right in there. It just gave me that like early 2000s music vibe video, like skateboarding videos. I was like, I loved it. It just ticked so much of my boxes there. You did mention and ask about like a band that. And I said Hollywood Undead was a band that I did kind of, a little bit. There is another one I just thought of because I've just said skateboarding.
Go on, bring it back.
It's POD.
Were they a bit?
Well, they had like, we were so this might be like partly to do with the fact that we were walking in, but it happened when we got there as well on set up. But they played Boom. Here Comes the Boom, and
Ready or Not.
They had like this boom noise, like as a backing track,
this, yeah.
and it just sounded too delayed. It sounded wrong. It sounded like it was in a different field. It just didn't feel right, and it didn't have any display of like maybe have some like smoke or pyro or something lighting. It just didn't. It just seemed random. I would have rather not have that boom noise and just have him say boom.
Yeah.
And I've said my case.
Weird. Maybe something went wrong.
Maybe.
Don't know.
Yeah. Because it sounded like it came from behind me as we were walking in. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I think we've covered pretty much everything, haven't we?
There's two things I do want to cover.
Oh yeah. There's a couple more things.
Obviously, we had the Red Arrows fly over a couple of times.
Yes, that was fun. They overdid it. Yeah. Actually, I think.
But I think they kind of overdid it because it wasn't really like well observed the first time round.
They were based out of West Midlands Airport for the weekend.
Yeah, but I think that it was the fact of like maybe it was last minute planning and they kind of like chucked it in the post because I didn't really see the post until after. You're a bit of a plane nut, so you knew.
Well, I saw the look up and I'd already seen the Red Arrows go past on Thursday. One or two go past. And I was like,
because
they're gonna do a fly by.
Because I don't know whether you want to share that video because you are like.
I will share that.
Oh my god, it's all of them. You literally, I've never seen you that happy before. It was like, oh my god, is this like, are you happy now or was your wedding day the happiest moment of your life?
Oh no, it's definitely my wedding day.
But do you know what I mean? It was like you were elated so much.
I was because I was expecting like one or two and all of them. That
was
all
of them. Yeah,
and then they came across it like another three times throughout the weekend. It was like strange.
Yeah, so
it was cool but strange. Like the first
time, been planned a bit better.
I agree, and I think if they were going to do it, they should have done it
over main stage.
I think it was fine the way they did it, but what they should have done is they should have made more of a thing of it. They should have had a time saying look up at 1:30, and they should have done that at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and they should have let the bands know on stage, giving them say, right, you can finish 2 minutes later.
Yeah,
point this out because,
or have a countdown on the screen and look up.
Yeah, because the Red Arrows are a big deal, man. Like it is a big deal. They're not going to be around forever with those airframes.
British thing.
They're flying to America at the moment for the 4th of July celebrations.
Oh, nice. My other criticism then is they had Lemmy's Ashes arrive. On a tour thing, I think they're doing. I could be wrong on what they're doing with it, but I know the Ashes were there because Carlos mentioned something to me.
It was Lemmy, was it?
Lemmy, yeah.
I'm so confused.
Because they had the Lemmy thing up the top there, like a little bar that they did.
Yes.
And we was I quickly looked it up on my phone. It was like, it happened at this time. We were already half an hour late by the time we found out when it was happening.
It's weird doing
why they didn't do something on the main stage or something.
It's just kind of weird, yeah.
Because I mean, they did a video. I know they did a statue at Hellfest for Ozzy, and we talked about this. They own the land; they can do that.
They can do that, down there.
But they also did a tribute video. But why didn't Download do like a tribute? Because I know, like obviously we're coming round to the year in July, I believe, or later than that. So last year, obviously, he was still around, but they could have put a little montage video of, he's a legend. He's played Monsters of Rock, he's played Download, he's kind of the
it's
staple.
All a bit weird. I mean, even with Chester Bennington after he passed away in 2017, there was nothing. It was just it's gone a bit like.
And it used to always be about that. They used to name the main stage after late singers, and I know maybe they've given up on that, but it was always nice that they paid tribute to the fallen, the
Download, right? Just call it main stage and second stage.
Yeah,
I've had enough of this.
I hate Opus and
I hate this Apex and Opus.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Sounds like a dickhead.
I don't know who decided that. I know it was a voting thing. I'd rather stage him at stage face.
Yeah.
I'd rather that
because
than
Download had the biggest festival stage in the UK, if not Europe.
Europe, I think. Because the guys from Bloodstock were behind stage. I follow them, and they
massive.
They did a bit of a walk around the back set, and you could see he couldn't even get it in his camera.
It was slightly unnecessarily big.
I liked it,
but it was cool. I'm not
progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to make it bigger. Imagine bring me on that stage. Daddy,
beautiful. Ollie.
But yeah, that's my other two gripes.
Yeah, I agree. Apparently leaving Download on the Monday was a shit show as well.
Yeah, I had no issue.
We had no issue at all. But apparently in West Car Park, someone
I did see the videos. I've
seen
things.
Pay peanuts, get monkeys.
Yeah, they need to open up more access gates leaving.
Yeah. I think probably the best way to leave this. We've given our recommendations throughout, haven't we?
Yeah, and I think maybe we should say who we think. I've got a couple of options.
I was going to say who's going to headline next year.
Well,
that's where we should leave this one.
Yeah, no, this is what I was going to say. So, I know, looking at the last 5 years, we share at least one, if not two headliners than Rock am Ring.
I know who's definitely not going to be headlining next year.
Oh, who's that?
Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit,
Guns N' Roses.
And Guns N' Roses. You can take them off your AI.
Wouldn't it be fun?
Lists.
Oh, I know. I hate. Don't get me wrong. AI is a pain in the ass. I know people are going to slate me for it because we have been using it.
Yeah.
But we're not rich and we are not a company. We can't afford to pay people.
It's the only way to do it for us.
It's the only way we can do it. And one day we do want to pay people. We do want to pay, invest in someone to help us do it. If there's someone who wants to volunteer to do it for help us, then great. Reach out to us at our email address and socials.
The other option is stick figures that are really badly drawn.
Yeah, we do want to do video content. We will work that in some way. I've got the camera. We've got things set up ready. We've got mics, so we will plan some little sketches in or some stupid.
We both work full time as well, so it is
we've
difficult.
got families as well. But anyway, I digress.
State of deceit.
But those AI posters of
it's a bit annoying.
People have fun. I'm happy that they're glad to have fun, but take the ones off that list who've already been there. If you're going to have...
Don't bring me as a main support for fucking Trivium. It's not going to happen, mate.
You're not happy about that?
Happen. No, it's just like...
No, I know what you mean.
I'm getting a bit tizzimate. We're going...
And I think once you've headline download, you don't go below the... unless requested.
Unless you're Tool.
Ooh.
Tool won't headline. Tool won't be back to headline. If they are, I'd be very disappointed.
Yeah, so we last 5 years, even further than that, but last 5 years I've noticed we've shared two headliners from Rock am Ring.
Okay, who are they?
They have only released one at the moment.
No, who were they previously?
Who were they previously? Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that, Peter. I actually saved this to my phone for a conversation at some point, but I forgot to do it. So let me just do this. So you fill this gap in. Who you think is going to be this?
So I mean, I'm going to just say for now, Blink-182 have been announced for Rock am Ring.
Yeah.
They are playing somewhere on the 13th, which leaves them open for the Friday and Saturday. Which definitely leaves them open for Friday for headlining if they're using the same rig for every show. So I'd be very surprised if Blink-182 are not playing Downloads on the Friday for Download. Let me just bring up actually where Blink-182 are playing, or 182 if it's how you say it. They are playing Rock am Ring, obviously, as we've just said. But then on the 8th of June, they're playing Germany, and then on the 13th, they're playing Italy.
Yeah.
Well, that's a day and a truck away from Download, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see them on the 10th of June at Download, which would be... I'm going to get shot down, it's going to be the wrong day now. 10th of June 2027 is, in fact... the wrong day, so it'd be the 11th of June they would have to play because the 10th is a Thursday. But the 10th could work. There's a 5-day gap, so yeah. So I would say 10th of June. So I reckon Blink, not only are they going to be headlining, they're going to be headlining the Friday of the festival, which I think would be perfect for Blink-182, 182, 182. Yeah, I think that would be. I think they're pretty much cottoned on, aren't they?
Yeah.
For next year. who else have you managed to find this?
So
year?
yeah, so back in
Previously.
back in 2023,
Yeah.
we had Bring Me, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't necessarily same headliners, but artists
No.
that have played Rock am Ring have played
Yeah.
the same one. So, and in 2023, Rock am Ring had Bring Me subbing.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And we had them headlining, didn't we?
yeah, and then back in
Closing the door.
and then sorry, the photo you put on Facebook's just come up and made me giggle.
What photo is that?
The one of you in a crowd of people with no beard.
What?
The one you sent to the messenger.
What one? What?
Hang on. Was that meant for someone else? Because I've saved it to my phone now. It's too late.
What do you mean a crowd of people with no beard?
Yeah.
Is this on our chat, Stu?
It's on eChat.
Oh, this one. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's and it's not me a beard. It's me when I'm literally 2 weeks after I turned 18 in Amsterdam on a football tour.
Fucking child.
In the only coke I do is die. The only coke I do is
Die?
The only coke I do is diet t-shirt,
bit-
which is very
bit
appropriate for me and the
excessive.
diabetes.
Yeah. So obviously we had Evanescence as well.
Yeah.
So again, these aren't the headliners. This is 2023. So we had Evanescence.
Yeah.
And they had Bring Me there as well. So did we? Was that year? Did we have Limp Bizkit that year as well?
May no 4.
24. Yeah. So get confused.
24.
And then yes, there's a couple there. But then if you go to 2025,
Yeah.
they've got Korn,
Yeah.
Sleep Token.
Yeah. We had both of those.
Yeah. Who else was on the headliner there?
Green Day.
Green Day. Yes, they didn't have Green Day, but they had those.
They're 2 of the 3.
two
Yeah.
there.
So
And then 2026, so there's only 3 years, right? I haven't gone this far back, but I have looked at a few.
Yeah.
They had Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park.
okay. Yeah. So we
And they've had Bad Omens,
Yeah. Bad Omens headline,
Architects,
second stage.
Baby
didn't they?
Metal.
Yeah.
So there's
Well,
a
you're
lot
gonna-
of
you're gonna
there's a
have
lot of
that.
things, but
You
the
are gonna have that.
headliners are somewhere on that list.
Yeah.
So I reckon
And we do the same thing with Hellfest as well.
Yeah.
Week after. I mean,
Hellfest
you're gonna
have
have
got
that.
so many more opportunities. To
Well, they
expand
do a
with it.
full. They do a 4-day, and they've got more stages.
More stages.
Do you
yeah.
want to do Hellfest?
I do want to do Hellfest. I really do.
Hellfest. If you like what we're doing with the Download podcast, and you want us to come and do it for you, give us some free tickets with some planes.
Or
Actually,
half
if you give us free tickets to Hellfest, we'll find our own flights.
We'll
there.
make a video of us getting there somehow.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll fly out there. It's fine.
But yeah, no. So Blink-182, I believe is I'd probably put my odds on 1 in 5 that they're the other headliner.
I'm going to say 1 in 3.
1 in 3.
1
Yeah,
in 2.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think that because I've
1 in 3 or 1 in
leaked.
5.
There was an
Yeah.
article leaked the other day. Not leaked. There was an article put out the other day that they've got 2 or 3, I think, headliners, which is quite late. Normally they've got all of them done well in advance. But one of them's a brand new headliner, and one of them's never played Download before. So
Right. So I watched an interview not long ago
yeah,
of someone asking the Foo Fighters why they've never played Download. Now the rumor is that they always had a feud with the management of Download.
yeah.
But I think it's just scheduling.
Are Foo Fighters are the band that have got the singer who looks like the drummer
Yes.
from Nirvana? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the guy that's in the Foo Fighters, he looks like the drummer from Nirvana, but the drummer from Nirvana looks like the drummer for
Queens of the
Tenacious
Stone
D
Age.
and Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, you are right, yeah.
there's a few of them.
Yeah. We've covered this before on a podcast.
Yeah, check it out. But no, anyway, yeah. So the Foo Fighters, and she asked them why their eyes. They just said, "Oh, just like it is what it
Scheduling,
is,
yeah.
one of those things." And she suggested heavily that they should headline. And Dave Grohl made a joke of, "Oh yeah, maybe we should do that." And then the look on his face kind of gave it away. I think we're overdue, Foo Fighters. I know they're one of the bands that people are like meh, but I'd like to see them. I think they'd be like the Green Day of that kind of genre.
Not if you've got Blink.
No, but what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
that band that people are like, oh, I love them, grew up listening to them.
They were
that
pulled
crowd
down,
are like,
yeah.
oh, I'm not sure,
For some reason, people love them.
Yeah.
They're one of the bands I
So
don't quite get.
Foo
but-
Fighters, and then my other one then is 2
Okay.
are in this race,
Yeah. Who's your third?
and I reckon, and I've said it for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I've been wrong twice already. No, I've been wrong 3 times.
Is it?
Mike M.
Okay.
MCR, My Chemical Romance, for those
Yeah.
who don't know, who are not emo enough.
Yeah.
Or Muse.
I don't think you're going to get either of those bands if you've got Blink and Foos.
I don't know. They've both done download, so it doesn't.
Yeah, but I think they're not going to have a pop rock band, just a normal rock band play download. They're going to have someone heavier in the lineup.
I don't know. We've had years where it's been like a really weird.
I can't think of a year we've not had any metal bands on the line, like headliner.
No, but I'm just saying we've had.
Who was 2018? We had Guns N' Roses,
Ozzy,
so Metal There You Are. 2017 we had System, Metal There You Are. 2019 we had Slipknot on the bill. Until
yeah, people are not going to like me for this. 2024 Queens of the Stone Age, Fall Out Boy and Avenge.
Yeah, so Avenge, you had metal then. So
well, I mean,
they're a metal band.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
but they are a metal band. I mean, they play in drop. They're definitely a metal band.
But I reckon they'd put a lot of. Well, I reckon they'd put metal on the second stage, and they'd put like, cause they've had Slayer, when they've had like who'd they have? Was it Biffy?
Tool.
No, there was another year. The
last time when Slayer played their final ever UK show, that wasn't the final ever UK show. Was 2019 Download when Tool were playing.
Yeah.
When they had 3 times the amount of crowd that Tool did.
Oh yeah, they played opposite Aerosmith.
Okay, yeah. But I don't think you're going to have. It's a rock and metal festival. I don't think you're going to have 3 soft headliners.
I don't know. Our generation growing up, there was all sorts.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't see it happening because you're going to like.
Who do you reckon then's the other?
Bring Me in for a shout.
I reckon Bring Me for the next 25th.
No, I reckon Bring Me might be that
25th anniversary if they're going to do anything.
I will make my decision because I think Bring Me have got they've got an album dropping in a couple of weeks, which is the Redux. I don't know. Have you listened to the song off that?
No,
it's not as expected. It's basically a re-recording of the original.
Yeah,
which is fine. No issues with that. However, I would like to modernise it a little bit more, but that's fine. That's just me. It is good. I think they're going to have someone heavy. So it'll either be Slipknot or Bring Me. I would prefer Bring Me over Slipknot.
Yeah.
I mean...
I've seen Slipknot a few times, and I know they do bring a crowd. And for me, it's like... if I want to see Slipknot again, it's in a venue.
Yeah, but I agree, but I wouldn't buy tickets to see...
Dahlia's having a whinge.
She is.
She agrees.
Locked in now. But I think we're going to get metal bands.
Yeah.
I think Blink-182, MCR, and Foo Fighters is too soft.
Okay.
I do think it's too soft.
I think you're wrong. We'll see.
We'll see. I think I wouldn't be. I reckon you have 2 out of. Do you think Muse will do it?
My only issue with MCR is they're doing their own thing at the moment. I know they've got an anniversary of an album or something coming up, so I don't know. I think they're doing the album I didn't like. To be honest, I'm not a massive
Black
MCR
Parade?
fan. No,
that's the one everyone likes.
Yeah, the other one after that was all fucking Technicolor, fucking brightness and fucking.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. You're not. You're a human being. You're not a fan at all.
I think we're going to get 2 out of the.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Rock am Ring bring out more if they release their lineup before, because I think they tend to drop more than Download.
Yeah.
Download.
My money's on Bring Me or Slipknot. Foo Fighters probably. As much as I'm not a big keen Blink are pretty much nailed on for the Friday. I think they will be there.
Yeah. Well, sucks to be anyone else, but I've already got my ticket, so
yeah. So
doesn't matter who's going to be there. I'm going to be there.
We'll be there, yeah. I mean, I don't think Jazz is a massive Foo Fighters fan either, so we might just watch a little bit from the tent, maybe.
Yeah, there's other stuff going on. You just go. You can stand up and queue up for food like you normally do.
Go back and have a seat.
Have a nap.
See Pretender and that's it. I don't know. She will come and be like, I do like a bit of Foo Fighters. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so we think. So let's put a list of 6 bands together. Blink, Foo Fighters, MCR, Muse. You reckon?
Yeah,
I reckon
because you've got to do this festival math, haven't you? Right? There's movement somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's either they're working on anniversaries, they're working on albums, they're working on other projects.
They're doing an arena tour this year.
Yeah. So and if they're doing an arena tour this year, it tends to kind of.
When was the last time they played Download?
That was 2015 maybe.
I think Muse might not be...
It was 2015, I am right.
You're well done. Yeah. I think Muse might not be Download anymore. I think they might do Reading and Needs and that.
Yeah, they are that vibe, but they did have a good pull when they...
Yeah, I would love to
think-
see them. I would not be anti-Muse.
I think they're one of those bands that don't and won't come around that often.
Personally, I would rather Muse than Foo Fighters.
I think you'd have Guns N' Roses before you have Muse again, but I'm just saying, what I think is that's what's going to happen is you'll have Muse.
Yeah.
But that's what I reckon.
I mean,
MCR
it might be Foo Fighters play Reading and Leeds.
And the thing is, they've not long done that one.
I don't know.
And that's why I think, so,
Don't keep up.
you know, if you've seen something that says it's a band that's never played,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's true.
Thing is, if they've got it, that's all they've got now in this net of bands, you know. We can go on.
No, it's a band that's never played is Blink, isn't it?
Yeah. But as they said, there's only one band that's never played.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just...
Well, one band that's never played and a band that's never headlined. So to me, that suggests... Oh, actually, that probably makes it more Blink and Ghost, maybe. Ghost is the other one I've seen thrown about and have done. And Andy Copping actually mentioned them a few years ago as potential headliners. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't mind. I think Ghost are an inside band.
I've
Like,
heard mixed reviews of their last headline stage at Download.
I'm just saying that if they're going to do something, they're more of a they're
a little bit like Sleep Token. They're better in their own show.
Yeah,
than they are at festival
they're
bands,
you know, slower displays and things like that. More
I would
of a
watch
show.
them.
I'd watch them.
Um,
I know someone that would definitely love to watch them, and I know he probably won't miss that year if that's the case.
Sam.
No.
Who?
Ben.
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 I mean, Ghost again.
Sam can go suck one.
Speaking of Sam, how many downloads have you done now, Stu?
Oh, to be honest, I've done 11, so I think that makes me one above Sam John.
It does. And Jazz has done the same amount as you,
Yeah.
so there we are then. So, fuck you, Sam John.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
How many years have you got until you beat him? Because you will.
I'm on Ace of 2.
2.
So next year's 9, and then the year after's 10.
So yeah. You'll get there. You'll beat him.
I'll beat him.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, one of those years he went, it's only a day, so do we count a day?
Oh, whoa.
Dirty bastard, I know.
That's cheating, that is. That's cheating.
It should be 9.25.
It should be 9.1.
I don't know.
It's 5 days. Yeah, 9.25. You're right. Absolutely right. Or 9.2. 9.2.
No, but yeah, don't give him the half. Yeah. We do love you, Sam, but we also love giving you shit. So.
But yeah, so anyway, go back onto the headliners download. We think Blink-182 are nailed on.
Yeah, the odds are 1 in 5, I reckon. You say 1 in 3, but I reckon 1 in 5.
I think Blink are going to be there on a Friday.
Yeah. Foo Fighters, I reckon 1 in 8.
So out of the 6 bands we think will headline download will be 3 of the following: Blink-182, Foo Fighters, Muse, Ghost, Bring Me the Horizon, or Slipknot.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So, if we're completely wrong and it's none of those bands, then fair play, Download. You've done one over on us. But I think it will be 3 of those. I don't think MCR is another one that could be as well. We talked to you. We literally just said about that. So it's going to be 3 of the 7 that we've just mentioned. We think.
I just want to come in on something here. You know festivals. We go so we keep our memorabilia from the festival.
Oh yeah.
Someone is selling Hailstorm confetti from Download Festival 2026, 6 pieces for $14.99 on Vinted.
Someone was selling
Or
the hockey
eBay,
jersey
yeah.
for £225. Wow.
That's a bit excessive.
I mean, we had Linkin Park confetti going through
Oh,
our
I've got some in my
campsite.
garden.
Have you?
Yeah,
You've got
I
your
put up the
tent.
tent, which I did a little video of the tent, being aired out again. You know,
Nice.
and I rolled out we did our little maps, little tent silhouette, whatever you call them, ground sheets, and popped out a pink bit of confetti.
Wow. That's pretty.
A tear came to my eye.
I bought the tent inside today into our back room, which is 70,000 degrees because it's 38 degrees outside. And Stu, stop, Stu, concentrate. We're finishing up the podcast.
I know, I just trying to look for information.
It's still wet, so that was nice. Because the only rain we had after Thursday was on Monday when we were rolling up the tents.
Mine was still
Classic.
wet. No, I was just trying to find something to show you, and
Yeah, you fucked that.
basically, yeah.
Anyway, this is the longest episode yet of the Metal Tongue podcast.
Because we love Download if you can.
Because we love Download, yeah. I love Download. I do like it.
It's a family. It's a community.
Yeah.
It's home.
Yeah, and it's just a nice place to chill.
Yeah.
You're coming up on the Wednesday next year, Stu?
Yeah,
or you're going to be up on the Tuesday?
Going to sort the dogs out and get my daughter's attendance in check.
Yeah, that's fair.
The school was hot on it.
She's mitching.
Yeah, well, she's learning, if anything. Her confidence has grown since she's been gone down.
Good.
And she was shy. When you obviously met my daughter since she was a baby, and she's been shy and not really come out of her shell. But since she's gone to download,
She was shy, apart from when she was watching me.
Yeah, well, that's a psychopathic time. She definitely has grown into a better person for having that experience, I think. So life lessons.
Yeah.
And she can navigate a crowd like she finds people better than I can find people.
You know what download is? Life lessons learned the hard way. And on that note, it's time to wrap up this episode of the Metal Tongue podcast with those lovely A Day to Remember lessons, lyrics.
I have no idea what you're doing.
If you've enjoyed what you've heard this week, be sure to check us out on all social media at the Metal Tongue podcast. And until next time, we will see you. Obviously, next time we will see you on
the Metal Tongue podcast.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on, I'm trying to pause the recording.
I also enjoyed your moshing out, dancing to
Limp Bizkit.
That was a great clip as well.
It was a good video, to be fair.
Because the original clip was me panning around to the crowd, and as I come back in, you literally throw your hat down.
That's the most I moved all weekend, I will
probably,
say.
Bust your hip out.
Yeah. What's the next episode on?
I have no idea, to be honest with you, Pete. We've got a couple of ideas in the framework of our shared files.
Yeah.
I have got a couple more ideas to put through, but
Cool,
I'm not sure what you want to do.
We'll work it out.
We'll
work it out.
We've got subjects we want to cover. We've got subjects that are a bit not lame,
history,
but not
geography,
got much. Yeah,
maths.
Well, that's all goes into music, mate.
Politics,
timings.
Yeah, all that crap.
Origins.
Yeah, true. Timings.
Chemistry.
3,191 bars.
Means nothing to me, mate.
No, we normally do 2,700 is about 2 hours. It's about an hour 10. So it's quite a long podcast episode. If you've made it this far, you deserve a sticker.
Well, we have. So let us know. We can send you that sticker.
Yeah, we can send you that sticker. Yes. Yeah. Drop us an email at the Metal Tongue podcast at gmail.com. If you get this far, Gmail us, email us, say, please, can I have stickers? And we will send you some stickers.
Yeah.
So email the Metal Tongue podcast at gmail.com. And if you are the first person to email us, when we do eventually get merch, we'll send you a t-shirt. If we remember. If you've made it this far, you've done incredibly well. Thank you so much for sticking past the credits. And we'll see you next time.
Hi, Pete's mum.
Hi, Mummy. Hi, Auntie Kathy.
None of my family listen.
Well, Auntie Kathy isn't actually my.
It's a family auntie.
No, well, she's my mum's best friend.
Yeah, well, if you've been around them long enough, they can.
Yeah.
I think they should. I've got loads of aunties and uncles that aren't related. And my kids have got the same,
I'm glad your aunties and uncles aren't related. That's generally how that stuff works.
Well, yeah. They're not related to me, is what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Very nasty, naughty man.